Shalom and good day all. This is Healing29 back again for my next lot of DC reviews. And in this week, these DC reviews, I'm covering Batman in Detective Comics, which starts us off with Tom Taylor. And of course, we have Nightwing, who doesn't have Tom Taylor this time. So let's get things ready and organized as to which one I'll be reviewing first and how well they do in the ratings. So, starting off with first things first, does this cover in any way, shape, or form connect to something that is happening inside with the story? Sure enough, it does, to which I give it a 7 out of 10. Now it's time to move in relation to the area of the internal art as we have a look around the beginning, middle, and of course the end. So, as we start to move towards the beginning of the story, I ended up missing a page that actually had the Bruce Wayne meeting up with a character within the story. So we're moving into a bit of a flashback, to which we're following the character of Thomas Wayne and also some of the events that are taking place here. As we start to move towards the middle of the story, we have Batman in communication with Oracle. Can they put Barbara Gordon back in the wheelchair again? Just saying. She was a better, stronger character in a wheelchair than with her being made Oracle 1 minute, Batgirl the next. Oracle 1 minute, Batgirl the next. Which one fucking is it? Alright? And let your decision stay final. And of course we've got some more Batman investigation going on within the story, and we learned that there's a connection to Joe Chill here. So something within, I guess, Batman's time frame. And last but not least, we do learn that one of the people that he's interacting with is, in fact, the daughter of Joe Chill. So for the internal art, I give it a 7 out of 10. Now it's time to move in relation to the area of the story. Compared to his previous stories, looking back at Nightwing, how does this story compare from Nightwing into Detective Comics? First things first, did we get any comic book references that might be important to this? None at all. Though, if he were to pick maybe something, maybe you could have picked a comic book reference to the last appearance of the character of Joe Chill. And I think that might actually help the story, or build the story up a bit better. Just pointing that out. No matter how far away the character was last seen. Next is the area of time, and I must admit, it's really nice to see the area of time being used in this, because there was quite a lot actually happening within the story. Next we have 3 weeks from now being used many years ago, so addressing the further past, 9 hours later, day later, that night we had the present day, and last but not least, years ago, addressing the area of time. The key locations that we saw in this was, well, mainly a number of the locations just within Gotham itself. The cast of characters consisting of Bruce Wayne Batman, Thomas Wayne, Oracle, and Joe Chill. As for the rest of the characters, I couldn't quite make them out. For the overall story rating, I give it a 6.5 out of 10. Now it's time to move into Nightwing, issue 119. So, as we start to move into Dan Waters and Dexter Soy's Nightwing, does this cover in any way, shape, or form connect to something that is happening inside with the story? Sure enough, it does, to which I give it an 8 out of 10. That's right, an 8 out of 10. And it's nice to give something a little bit higher, especially when a character has had a story drag for so long that the story gets lost and ends up going nowhere. let's see how Dan Waters goes with the character of Nightwing in this particular story. So let's now move into the area of the internal art as we have a look around at the beginning, middle, and of course the end, and also what's happening story-wise with the characters. So as the story begins, we end up meeting these circus type freak characters, and I think they're called like Cirque du Freak or something like that. And I must admit, it's quite interesting seeing something like this being brought in as a villain for Nightwing, and I think it also fits the character of Nightwing too, considering he is a character who did grow up in the circus. And of course we get to see that they've got a bit of a plan of sorts to sort of like take out Nightwing, but also take out members as well, possibly connected to the Titans. And we get to meet these a strange array of characters. We don't get the name. We get the names of some of them, but not all of them. So as we start to move towards the middle of the story, we get to follow the character of Dick Grayson. I guess he's following up some lead. He comes across as he's following up some leads within the story of what we see here. Of course, there's a turn of events that take place in areas that he's not around. And last but not least, we see that he's on someone's radar, in a way being hunted, like Batman has been in the past. For the internal art, I give it a 7.5 out of 10. Now it's time to move in relation to the area of the story. Did we get any comic book references to anything that might be of importance to introduce into this story, or might play a part later on in the story of what the writer will be bringing in? No, that's all right, that's fine. Next is the area of time. None at all. We move to the locations, which we learn that it's still taking place in Bloodhaven. Cast of characters consisting of Mama Bear. We had some Boss Bludgeon. We of course had Nightwing and Oracle. Dan Dobber, Olivia Pierce, and a couple of other characters. I got some bad, terrible writing here that I'm trying to give my written review for in relation to this. For the overall story, I give it a 7.5 out of 10. Until then, let's keep it colourful and have yourself an awesome day.